Hi, rock stars. This is Miss Rogers, and today we are going to have a base 10 block party. So, first, let's introduce our unit. A unit is worth 1, and every time we see a unit, we know to count by ones. And a rod is worth 10. Every time we see a rod, we know to count by tens. The reason why we count by tens when we see a rod is because if we have 10 units, we can regroup them to make one rod. So let's take the number 26 for example. If we use our place value mat, we will see that 26 has 2 tens and 6 ones. So if we wanted to represent that number with base 10 blocks, we would use 2 rods and 6 units. Now, on to some important vocabulary. A digit is a symbol that represents a whole number. So as you can see, 2 and 6 are digits in the number 26. Place value refers to the value of a digit. So, since this is a 2-digit number, we have a digit in the tens place and in the ones place. And then value is how much a digit is worth. So for example, 2 is in the tens place, so 2 is worth 20. Okay, so I see that we have the number 34, and 34 has 2 digits. So if I want to represent that number using a place value chart, I know that I can make my place value chart with tens and ones, because since it was a 2-digit number, I know that a digit is in the tens place and another digit is in the ones place. Okay, so now watch me as I model for you how to determine which digit is in which place. So a little trick that I use is if I'm looking at 34, I can write it in that same order, but I can make sure that I put one digit under the tens place and the other digit under the ones place. The trick though is you want to make sure that you're putting the correct digit in the correct place. So how do you know? Well, look, if I put the number right here, I see that my 3 is on the left side and it is in the tens place. And my 4 is on the right side and it is in the ones place. If I were to take away this line, I would still see 34. So that's a great way to double check to make sure that I put the correct digit in the right place. So if I keep my line back there, I see that the 3 is in the tens place and the 4 is in the ones place. This is a great clue to help me determine which digit belongs in which place. So now I see that since the 3 is in the tens place, I need 3 tens. But remember, since we are using base 10 blocks, these tens are called rods. Remember, our rods are just 10 ones scrunched together. So this is one rod and it represents a 10. So if the 3 is in the tens place, that means I need 3 10 rods. So I have 1 rod, 2 rods, and 3 rods. So now I have 3 rods or 3 tens. Now I see that my 4 is in the ones place. So I need my units, because remember, my units represent my ones. And there are 4 ones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I want to check my work, I want to count my base 10 blocks. Remember, I'm thinking about the value. So remember, these rods are worth 10, so I will count them by 10. These units are worth 1, so I will count on by ones. So I have 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Notice how I counted on by ones. And look, I said 34, and guess what? That is the number 34. 34 has 3 tens and 4 ones, because the 3 is in the tens place and the 4 is in the ones place. Now let's try another number. Let's try 26. I see that once again this is a 2-digit number, so I know that one digit is in the tens place and another digit is in the ones place. So if I make my T-chart just like I did before, and this is my place value mat, I know that my T goes first, and that represents my, you've got it, my tens, and then my O comes next, and my O represents what again? That's right, my ones, okay? Now, when I want to represent the number 26, I have to think about which digit should I put under the tens place and which digit should I put under the ones place. Can you help me decide which digit should I write under the tens place? That's right, the 2. Because in a 2-digit number, the number to the left is the number that goes in the tens place. Okay, and now which digit should I write in the ones place? That's right, the 6. Now, if I look at this number, if I were to take away that line, you would see that the number still makes 26. So that's a quick way to double check to make sure that we wrote the correct digits in the correct space. Now, I want to represent these numbers using our base 10 blocks. Okay, so I want to know how many 10 rods should I use? That's right, 2. But how did you know that I needed 2 10 rods? You've got it because the 2 is in the tens place. So I have 1, 2, 10 rods. Now, how many units should I use? How many units, remember those represent our ones, how many units should I use? You've got it, 6, because the 6 is in the ones place. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now, if I were to count these, I need some help. Can you help me count these? Remember, we're counting these by our value. Okay? So let's count. Remember, these are worth 10, our rods are worth 10, and our units are worth 1. Count with me. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Oh wow, we made 26. Notice how I had 2 tens or 2 rods and 6 units or 6 ones. 26, it has a 2 in the tens place and a 6 in the ones place. Awesome job, rock stars. Okay, so I already have my place value chart written and I have the number 51. So, let's see. I am going to put 5 ones, 1 10, okay, and then I'll put 1 10, and then I need 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now let's count them based on their value. So I have 10. I have to count on these by 1. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait a minute. That's not the number that I said I needed. I needed 51. What did I do wrong? That's right, I have it backwards. The 5 should have been in the tens place and the 1 should have been in the ones place. Okay, so let's try that again. So I should have made, okay, so the 5 should have been in the tens place and the 1 should have been in the ones place. And look, it does look like 51. Thank you so much, rock stars. So now, how many 10 rods do I need again? You've got it, 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then how many units do I need? That's right, 1 unit. Okay, now let's try counting these base 10 blocks by their value. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60, but I wanted 51. What am I doing wrong? Oh, that's right. I should count my rods by tens, but I should have counted on with my units by ones. Okay, that's where I made a mistake. Let's try it again for the last time. Rockstars, count with me as I count my base 10 blocks by their value. I have to remember that these units I only count on with those by ones. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51. Oh wow, kiss your brain, Rockstars, for helping me out so much. So today, boys and girls, we learned how to represent numbers using place value, more specifically using base 10 blocks. Now it's your turn. Go into your seesaw lesson and complete the activities. All right, Rockstars, see you soon.